Hey everyone, it's Jack again with Toy Dojo, and today we're taking a look at the Xtransbots, not box, because it's not actually a box. Well, it's kind of box shaped, but Xtransbots MX-IX Paean, I believe it's how you pronounce it, or their take on a Masterpiece Hoist. Now, bear in mind this is a pre-production sample, or test shot if you will, and so things will change on it like paint apps, tolerances and things like that, which we'll talk about because there are a few tolerances that probably need to be changed for the final release. All these here accessories that I have in front of me, I think I'm missing a couple of them. This came to me, I'm not sure how many hands this passed through before me, but there are, as I was looking at pictures of it and what's supposed to come with it, I think there are a couple things missing. So anyways, let's look at some of the accessories he comes with. He comes with this is the old G1 styled toy head that's on like this. I don't really care for that. It looks like he has like big bug eyes on that. So this one I never really cared for. It comes with that extra head there. Comes with this little like hammer accessory right here. Comes with this like dual blaster type accessory right here. And then it comes with these two here, which if I'm not mistaken you can use to, there are some accessories that came with Masterpiece Ironhide and ratchet that you can actually use on these here. These will connect onto the back of the hands when you flip them in, and then the other accessories that came with ratchet and Ironhide could fit onto there. So that's what those are for there. He comes with, this is like a solar energy machine, I believe, that him and Grapple had. And with the Masterpiece Grapple, it came with one. I don't have Masterpiece Grapple, so I don't have one to show off, but it came with one that's similar to this one. This one probably can use a little bit more paint apps, I'm guessing. So there's that. He comes with this one mask. Now he's supposed to have two masks, but like I said, it's gone through probably a few hands before it came to me, so I'm sure some of these got lost along the way, or maybe weren't included with the sample itself. But these are the masks when they were him and who was it? Oh, I can't believe I'm forgetting his name. This guy. They were on that like movie set, and so he had this mask on, and Trax, there you go, Trax had that mask on. Now I don't have the one that fits on Trax, so this is the one that fits on him, but it's supposed to come with both of them. Then it'll come with these here, which are, when I first saw these, it reminded me of Dr. Octopus from Spider-Man, kind of those long claw arm type deals, but they're all individually articulated on the ball joints there, so you got a lot of nice range of motion on these here. It comes with that, and then it comes with this claw crane arm here that's ratcheted right there, and right there, and then right here. And then this here part slides out. It'll pop off all the way, but you can slide it out. That's probably like maybe a ½ inch. So just to get a little bit more, it'd been cool if this one was actually a longer piece so you can extend out more if you wanted to. Which they probably could have done. Well, maybe not, because that screw goes right inside there, so I see why they didn't make it any longer now that I'm looking at it. So anyways, there's that. The claw itself does open, and you can put things in there. So if you want to put this in there, you can put that in there, and that holds it really well, like that. So this will attach onto the back of him right here, onto these two spots there. Take that, let's pick that up, and just pop that in right there. And there you got that big old claw piece. Well, I didn't get it in there right. Let's do that again. Snap that in, there we go. Let's put them that way. And then I'm still not doing it right. Come on, Jack, what the heck? Or maybe I just was doing it right and it just kept popping out. I don't know. Okay, there it is, now that's for sure. There we go, either way. So that holds that like that, and then you can take that off, and you can put these arms on, or whatever these are for here. Just pop those in the same manner on the back, and now you got these, which are really posable. You're not gonna be able to hold anything on them because they are ball jointed, so they're not gonna give you like the heavy dutiness like the ratchets will on those, but they are there, and you can pose them in any which way you want. So that's cool. I like that. Let's get that off, and pop that. If the ball joints pop off, you simply just pop them back on. It's no big deal. So there they are. We get all these extras out to the side there, and let's look at him himself. Now he is neat. I do like it. It really looks cool. It says turbo 4-wheel drive right there. Let's see if we can zoom in on that. It's right there. It says turbo 4-wheel drive. On the front grille there, it says turbo. And again on the side here, turbo 4-wheel drive. So nice colors on him. You can see his head right through the windshield right there. On the bottom, you can see where these are going to be the arms right here. And these are going to be the legs right here. But I will say that it is hidden really well. So I'm going to bring in his brother, if you will. And I say brother, I mean brother from the same mother or father or X-Transbots, let's say. Just to kind of show what they look like together. So the cool thing about this is these are the same mold for the most part. With the exception of Xtransbots went ahead and really changed this up back here in the back and underneath. So you can see here where he actually looks hidden. I mean, you can look at it and you can maybe not tell these are going to be arms or legs here, whereas this one you can see the waist piece here, the legs, and then these are hidden really well up here actually. So, but the weird thing about this is, if you look at, we put wheel to wheel right there and bumper to bumper right there. He's actually, and let me see if I can get this better here. Let me kind of zoom out a little bit. There we go. But looking at them, wheel to wheel there, Hoist is actually taller than Trailbreaker in vehicle mode, if we look at that. But in robot mode, Trailbreaker is actually taller than Hoist. So it's really cool how they did that. Really, really neat. Again, same kind of setup with these guys here, but just the back end is different. Different enough to where it looks like a completely different figure. So it's really cool. I like how they did that. So we'll pull off the side. We're going to actually do his review next, but I'm going to pull him off to the side for right now, just focusing on him. These here, these little wings, you can pop that up if you want to. You can take this up, use that like that. He rolls really well right here. So I dig it. I think this is the best looking version of Hoist as far as a Masterpiece that we've gotten so far. So I'm really liking that. Also back here, this folds down, and this would be so he can tow any Autobots away. You can open these up here on a sliding joint, and you can bring in somebody like, let's say, him, and you can pull him. Come on, pull him. Yeah. He's a little bit back heavy here, but anyways, you can pull him off if you want to. And those sitting there. Let me get somebody who's a little bit lighter. We're going to bring in G2 Sideswipe. And you can situate him like that, and you can drag him around. That's cool. And then the cool thing about it is these do slide. Since some of these wheelbases on these vehicles will be smaller, you can slide these in and out to make them smaller or larger. So I thought that was really cool. I dig that. And this little wheel here does spin. So, showing size next to an MP car. There it is. That's bumper to bumper right there. So you can see he's larger than an MP car. I think that scale works really well. I like the way that scale looks. It's really, really neat. Again, paint apps are going to change, I'm sure, with the final release. Let's get this out of the way. How do I have that? Yeah, like that. Like, for example, back here on the back on those tail lights, those you can see they just painted them in with, I don't know, like it's not a crayon, but just painted them in with just paint. That orange and that black. So I'm sure a lot of this stuff's going to change. When we get into the transformation, they're going to have to do something about the headpiece, because this head, when I got it, with the face mask was all scratched up, and you'll see it when we look at it. But that's things that they're going to probably change over the course of the final production. So really neat. So we're going to go ahead and start with the transformation of this guy. And it's not overly complicated. Some parts can be a little bit finicky, but for the most part, it's not too bad. So this actually should pop in right there, that piece. You see I kind of popped open right there, but it's supposed to be flush like this. So let's see. There we go, like that. So anyways, to start, you just pop these open like this, which I don't know why I closed it, but just to show you that it does do that. So pop that open. This back piece will open up like this. And just kind of give this a little nudge here. These windows will break open like this. And not break, but pop open like that. And these came with no instructions, so bear in mind, you know, I'm figuring this out myself. The mirrors, just fold them down either which way. I fold them down to the front like that, just kind of get them out of the way so they don't get into the way of transformation. Then you can open this up like this, get this out of the way like so. And then down here, we want to start loosening up this piece right here, because this is going to be pegged into the sides right there. So that little peg right there, you can kind of see that. Pegs into that slot that's right. Let's see if we can't get that spot right there. Right there. So that pegs into there. this top peg right there pegged into that one right back on there. So let's get back out. So just loosen these up like this on both sides. And we're gonna go ahead and start popping the rest of this stuff off. So let's open this up. And these here, we can pull these down like so. That breaks that loose. Take the other one, pop that down, break that loose as well. And all it's doing is this is pegging in right up around this little half circle here. And that's the way that's working there. So we then take these pieces here, and you want to just pop them up and bring them up to the side. It goes over like maybe 1/4 of an inch right there. You can see that. So you take that up again, just pop that up, just get it up just enough to get it out of the way so it's not just blocking all this right here. And we'll come down to the bottom, and what we're going to want to do is open up these two pieces here. Well, this piece, and then the second piece is this one over here. So we'll do one leg at a time though. Quit getting ahead of yourself, Jack. So you can take that, this is going to fold down like so. And what you want to do now is you have to get this piece, and it's got to slide. Let's get this wheel. We're going to take the wheel and rotate that up like so. Get that up like that. And this, you want to take this because this has to slide all the way up. So it's in the down position here. It's got to be slid up this way. So we take that and we slide it up like so. There we go. Slide that up like this. And this is going to fold back down like this. Now this is the part that's a little bit of a pain. So you take this, and this has to go down inside here. But you can't really get your finger in there enough to push it down the length that it needs to go in there. So I've been having to use maybe like a pin, something that's not going to mess it up, and just push it down to get it all the way down inside there. Because if you don't do that, let me show you. This has to close inside here like this. Let's get that up out of the way. To make the knee. So when that does that, this piece here has to close over this and get over that square joint right there, or that square peg. So if you don't have it pushed all the way down, you can't get that to climb over underneath that. So there you go. I'll show you on the other one what I mean if you don't do it just right. Take this here, open this up like this. That comes around there, and that's going to sit right inside there, like so. And then take the foot, you're going to just tilt the toe up, pull this back piece that's right here, pull that down, fold the toe down, and then this piece right here is actually going to fold up to fill in this gap back here like that. And there we got one leg completed. Well, almost. Let's take the hip skirt area. This piece here has to fold up like this. You take that peg and go into that peg hole right there. Take that up just like that. Peg it in, and now we got one piece done. So I'm going to show you what I mean on this side when you don't do that just right. It becomes a little bit of a pain. So we take that up. We're going to take this up like this. And again, we have to pull this piece up. Let's get this out of the way. We have to pull this up and slide it up on that joint right there, like so. And this folds down inside there. And then I drop it, and then that's because that happens. So we put that in, and then if we don't shut this all the way, like I said, you can't get this. Let's do this real quick, just get this out of the way. Open this up, close that around like that, get my pin out of here. So if we don't do this, and we think, oh, we got it all the way in, okay, you can still peg these two spots in right here. However, when you try and close this, it's not going to close around there. You can see that the, let me zoom in, but you can see right there where that peg is not lined up right onto it. So it looks like it goes in, but it really doesn't, because that's got to sit in the way this one is here. So you can kind of see that. Even this is not 100% all the way in. I think that needs to be corrected the way that is there. But this one is definitely not even as close to this one. So we got to open that up again. And like I said, I'm just using a pin, and I'll just push down on this right there to push it down some more. And that kind of brings this down some more. And then, well, I don't know if you saw me, but I just pushed that down right there. And I brought this down some more so that way we can kind of snap that in. So like I said, it's not 100% because that should essentially, there should be no gap right here or right there. But it's enough to where it closes it up like this. So that's that. And then let's go again up here, and let's just fix this. Close this up like that. And there we go. We're going to want to rotate the waist around like this and slide it forward like that. And there we got the lower half of him done. Okay? Oh, I'll fix that. No, that was right. Like That's okay. Now we got the lower half of him done, just like that. And then if you want, you can be a walking truck front or something. So, all right, let's go to the top. Focus on the top here. So we're going to take this, and we can just go ahead and break this piece down like this, just to get it out. Let's get the arms first. Tell you what, let's do that. Open these up, pop the arm out, pop the other arm out like this. And the arms, you're going to take them, and see, that's what I was talking about, breaking this up. So that'll break open like that, and the arms will just slide open like that on one of them, and over on the other one like this. And you can fold down this front truck piece like this. And on the head, so now this is where one of the main issues is with as far as tolerances and just tight spots. So like the head itself, because he has a big head, and hey, if you got a big head, nothing wrong with that. I feel like I got a big head. But it rubs up against there like that. And so you kind of have to twist it in order to get it out of there. But it becomes such a pain that you'll see what I mean whenever I finally get it out. So whoever's had it before me, you can see where all the paint scratches were, or all these marks up were on this, because getting it back in is such a pain because it's tight that I can see why it scratched it up the way it did right there. So when you want to get it back in, you have to sit there, because you remember you got to get it past this piece here, right there, and then also this piece right there. So doing that, you have to tilt the head down and kind of get it in like this. However, you may think, oh, well, that wasn't too bad. But now you got to situate it to the front like this. So when you do that, you kind of have to stretch this out. But if you have it just like this, you think it's in there, it's not. Because when you go to close this up, like that, for truck mode, you're not going to get that in right. So the neck itself can't be bent like this. It has to be 100% straight. If it's not going to go forward enough in order to make clearance for this piece to go in. So I'll show you what I mean. So like I said, that is not going to work right. When you try and get all this stuff back down to get them into truck mode, it's not going to work. So you have to sit there, and I would mess with it. I just had to sit there and kind of like pull this apart more and stick this down in there. And then once I got it in there, I had to try and see if I even can do it now that I'm on camera. It was easier when I wasn't having to mess with it in front of the camera. But getting in the head down up in there, let me see. I want to do it, but I'm going to say I'm not going to be able to do it because I had it close to my body as I was doing it. And so getting that head, I'm not going to be able to do it. But you have to get that neck straight. So the way I was doing it was like I would have it in there like so. Then I would have to just kind of mess with the neck area, and I'm not going to be able to do it. But I had to mess with the neck area to get it straightened out, because if you don't get it straightened out, you're not going to get this closed up. So I feel like they're going to have to do something better right here in order to get that just better. Maybe cut some of these parts off right here in order to make clearance there, and figure out something with this here for that neck, because it's just such a pain in the neck to do that. A pain in his neck too. Get it? Haha. So anyways, let's get him back out. We're going to get this back out like that. And then we're going to make clearance right here too. And we're going to slide that through there in order to get that through the top there. And that wasn't too bad. So take that up and let me zoom back out. And what we're going to do is we're going to take this piece right here. And this front end right here is going to slide underneath there and go in like this. Take that down. That's going to pop into place right there, just like that. And I'll zoom out some. The head itself, just take that forward like this. We're going to work on the arms here. So on the arms, we're just going to pull these down like this. And these are going to rotate down like this on both sides, just like so. And it may be easier just to pop this up to give you some more room, and then do that. And then take this one's got a hand. So one of the pieces I said was missing, I think I'm missing 2 accessories. Or maybe more, but I believe it's supposed to come with 2 regular hands and then 2 of these like blaster deals. So this one only came with 1 of them and 1 hand. So that's this one right here, and I think it's supposed to come with 2 of these, and then like I said, 2 hands. So just pop that out like that. Take this forearm piece here, close it up like this, and then rotate this around. That's supposed to be up to you. Sometimes this falls down, but turn this around like that, pull the arm out, and then you got 1 arm done like that. Do the same thing on the other side here. We're gonna pull the hand out, which On this one, it's a little tight, so getting the hand out on this one was a little bit of a job as well. Let's see if I can get it. There we go. So the one thing, and we see it there, let's see if we can see it right there. So you see that inside there, that's his thumb. And so because, well, we'll talk about that when we get to the hand. I'm gonna leave this off to the side for right now. All right, and then take this up, and then again, close that down like that, extend it, rotate it, twist the hand around like this, and then you didn't see that because I was zoomed in too close. But you know, it's the same thing. Zoom in, pull out, twist, all that kind of stuff on the hands. So there's that. And now we're going to work on the backpack. So with the backpack, you're going to take this piece right here. These little pieces, you're going to pop them open like that and fold down the windows. And it's going to be the same thing on the other side as well. So we're just going to pop this thing up like this, fold that window down like that. And then these right here, you see a little peg on that one and a peg on that one. They're going to plug into right there on either side. All right. So down here on the bottom, you want to take these two pieces here, open them up, and then flip these. There's a piece that slides in or flips around to both sides like that. And you're going to take this like this, and then this orange peg right here will slide into that slot that's sitting right there. And that's going to get that backpack to fold into itself. So let's see. And you'll see where this is going to slide in like that. And you just take that, that pegs into there. And then once you do that, you can take this top piece here, make sure these mirrors are folded, windows are folded in like that. And these are going to fold up, and that's going to peg into there. Same thing on the other side like this. Take that one, fold it into that side right there. And then here you're going to take this up. Well, let's zoom out and do this again. Fold these up out of the way. Take that, flip it up like this. That's in the way there. And then now you've got him all transformed up. So let me get him situated just right. Come on. All right. Let me pick my camera up some. So there he is. And honestly, I believe he's a great looking figure. He looks like he stepped out of the G1 cartoon. I think out of the ones that are out now, he looks the part more if you wanted to go for like the G1 cartoon actual look. I say that because like these knee parts here, that's the way they were in the cartoon. He's kind of short and stumpy, kind of in the cartoon. But then again, you can't go by size in the cartoon because we all know that they never really got sizes right in the cartoon. The only thing, if I remember correctly in the cartoon, I could have swore his head was like, it wasn't this color silver. I thought it was like a darker color. I don't think it was green. I don't know if it was maybe black or maybe a dark gray, but I don't remember it being like a light silver color. But again, I could be wrong. So looking at him, he's really neat looking. Let's look at some other bots next to him to see size comparison. And then we'll get going on the next. So here's Trax next to him right there. Show what that looks like. Here is MP10 next to him right there. I think that looks pretty good right there. Hot Rod, because I have him here. So you can see what it looks like. It's a Hot Rod. So good size-wise. I think that's a good size for him. Alright, let's get these guys out of the way. Let's talk about his articulation, and then we're going to go into what I believe that needs to be corrected for the final release. So articulation-wise, this piece here can move up and down and flip and all that kind of good stuff. The head itself can go up right here at this transformation point, and it can also go up and down on the actual joint itself, which is right there, up and down like that. You can go all the way around 360. It's on a mushroom peg right there, so you can switch out the head for this head if you want to. And I'm not going to do that, but you just slide that off and slide this one back on, same kind of peg there. So that goes on like that. For the toy head, the shoulders themselves, they can go up like this and go down. There's a ratchet there, and that's mainly for transformation, but that's there, and you can do this as well. They go around, and they will go around if you push this in a little bit. They will go around a full 360 like that as well. So you get that. Bicep swivel right there at the lower bicep. He's got a bend, but it's only one joint. It's not a double jointed bend, so you get that. The wrist will rotate as well. each finger, and this is where first of all, I feel like the hands are a little bit too small. I think they're too small on him, considering he's a large bot. But the fingers themselves, they are individually articulated, but they choose to go with the kind of like these little plastic pegs that go onto there. Well, these plastic pegs, and they're really tiny, and so that causes these fingers to slip off all the time. And so that's one of the issues when you get these kind versus those that are actually pinned through them. So I do like them because they're all individually articulated, but I can see how these over time may end up getting lost on some people because they do pop off fairly easily. So there's that. He does have waist rotation from transformation, but it won't go all the way around because of the backpack being in the way. He does have, and this is all on no ratchets here, but these are really, really strong. So that's not going to do anything. You can go forward all the way, you can go back all the way. And then he's got a rotation up here at the upper thigh or at the lower hip. He's got the knee bend. Now on the knee bends here at the top, and that's on a nice ratchet. So, but if you do it, at least on this one, again, this is a test shot. If I try and bend it by holding this lower portion, it just pops this piece out of the way. And so I don't recommend doing it that way. Again, unless it's something that's fixed on the final one. And it may be just this actual one that I have in my hand that's this way. Maybe the other ones that other reviewers got is not the same. But for me, I have to bend it right there to hold the knee itself. And you get a nice clickety knee ratchet right there. The ankles, they got some tilt to them all the way out to the side like that. Broken ankle. The toe does tilt up and down. Again, that's for transformation. And so, really good articulation on this guy. I think they did a great job on him. But again, some of the tolerances are going to be the face part there, the hand parts. I think they're just something that need to be fixed because we don't want to have to sit there and scratch up our faces or scratch up his face the way this one is because it doesn't fit inside that area there. The backpack is actually really good considering everything that went into it. I mean, the backpack itself is not, it's not a big backpack, I don't believe. I think they actually did a good job at hiding it very well. It's not overly big. So that's a really good job on that backpack as well. So that is it, I believe. I think I went over everything with the guy. Oh, you know what? I didn't show off the different accessories. That's what it was. So, all right, let's do that. Face mask. That's going to slide on like that. Now he's getting ready to play in the movie. You can take the Dr. Octopus Arms, I like to call them, and plug them onto the back right here if you'd like. Put it on through there. And then you can have him some like Dr. Octopus Arms sitting up here on the top like that, out to the side like that, however you want to do it. So he's got that. These here, these weapons, you could take them if you wanted to, and you can just slide, I'll leave that stuff on there. You can slide, let's say, like this one off, like this. Just slide that mushroom peg off. Easier said than done. Come on, let me try the hand here. There you go. Slide the hand off, and you can take this hammer one and just slide that on like this. And now he's got a hammer hand over here like that. So, and you can take this also, flip this around. I'll take this one off just because. Put the hand back on. And you take the hand, fold it back inside of him, like that. And with this little open spot right there is where you can take these pieces here and plug them in. And again, like I said, with the ratchet and ironhide pieces, you can sit them and put them on there and use those weapons as well onto him. So you got that, or you can put this one on there and have him with this like dual kind of blaster or machinery type thing right there, and that plugs into that right there. Alright, so there he is. I'll show him off again when we get to their version of Trailbreaker. Aegis, I believe is. I don't know how you pronounce the name. I'm going to say Aegis. And then we'll just see what they look like together in robot form. and then give my final thoughts on him. My final thoughts on this figure here, I think he's a good looking figure. I think it's the best one that's out there so far. Again, there are some tolerance issues that will have to be corrected for the final figure, but I do believe it is a good looking figure, and I think if you want something that's going to be like the Ju-On cartoon, this one is the one to go with, because again, just by looking at it. I got to mess with the other two versions, and though I like them, I just didn't like them enough, and I think this one out of the three, I think this one to me is the one that actually looks the part. So let me know what you guys think in the comments below. And just again, let me know what you think about this or anything else I've done, or maybe something you want to see in the future. Let me know. And until next time, you guys, thanks for watching and stay safe.